Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name is Jeffrey Davis, and we are continuing to stream stories of entrepreneurship during this changing economic time, a time of safety, explaining to people and showing people how entrepreneurs are staying in business and satisfying their client needs. Our next guest, Mike Troia, owner, Office Gallery International. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Good to be here.
Right. So, I've seen some notices from furniture companies a lot over the last few days. And what's going on with you?
Well, it's been a crazy, crazy situation right now. A lot of these companies are very confused as to how they're going to handle this, what needs to be done. As you're probably aware, over the last 6 to 10 years, we have been going to the open office collaborative concept. So a lot of our clients have benching systems and sitting areas and open cafes, and now suddenly that entire concept is sort of in question. And their questions are, what are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? What can you do to help? So challenges are immense. I mean, it's about keeping employees safe, achieving social distancing in the office, even though we don't have that concept in the office at this point. They want to try to maintain their productivity. So I think, as we've all discovered, Zoom is great, but you still need that interaction with employees. So they want to keep that. So we're trying to just, maneuver our way through all the different minutia that's coming through with this COVID virus. So it's going to be a very interesting next couple of months for sure.
Interesting. I've heard about new office designs recently. Are people inquiring with you about how to design their offices differently? And what are you looking at?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We're trying to take what we've gone ahead and implemented and achieve what it is that we need to achieve, which is basically 6-foot areas in the entire. I mean, it's going to be quite a challenge. Companies have been calling us recently, looking for different type of panel systems, dividers, cordoning areas off within the office. And this is on top of what has to happen within the building itself, trying to get people up to their space, up into their offices through elevators, walking up, whatever it happens to be. There are so many questions right now that we're trying to deal with. But I think we'll get a handle on it. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Interesting. So how long have you had the business?
We've had this business since 1989. I started with Alan and Luca, so we've been in it for many, many years. We started out, believe it or not, in a home office business with a little bit of corporate on the side. And over the last 10 to 15 years, we've really transitioned much more on the corporate side. And it's ironic now that people are now ending up back in their homes, working out of their house. So we're also getting a lot of calls from people that want to go ahead and try to get their home office back up and running again. So it's been an interesting dichotomy here of what's happening.
Right. So did you start the company?
I did not start the company. The company was started with Alan and Luca. We started at Scandinavian Office Design way back in the 80s.
I remember.
Yeah, and we started the office furniture division at that particular point. I left for a short time and did some rep work. He continued the business, and then he just recently retired about 5 years ago. And I've taken over the business with my wife, Hillary. And so we've kept it going, and it's been terrific.
I bet you didn't expect this.
We did not expect this at all, but I think we'll be able to get through it. We're going to handle it. It's going to take a little bit of time.
So are all of you back at work or just partially now? Or are you working virtually?
No, we're working in the showroom, but we're not working only our showroom is around 3,200 square feet. So we're limited to how many people we can bring in. We bring in 2 to 3 maximum because we're taking phone orders and that type of thing. We're not seeing people in the showroom. And then we're trying to answer phones, answer questions for our clients, and try to help them navigate what it is they're going to have to do with their business.
Interesting. So how do you deal with keeping staff morale up in this economy? That seems to be an ongoing concern for most companies.
My morale, the designers I have working here are very motivated, and they understand the situation, understand we've all been obviously impacted by what's going on. And I think they feel like they have an obligation and a real job to try to help our clients get through this. And I think they're grabbing it with gusto, and they're like, you know what, we'll get through it, we'll figure it out, we'll come up with a design that'll work and get you through this. So they've been fine. I have no problem with the morale.
So your wife and you were in the business together as partners?
We are in partnership together. Yes, she does a lot more of the bookkeeping and accounting end of the business. I do more of the marketing and sales. We've worked together for many years, so it's not an issue. As a matter of fact, on this entire quarantine situation in our house has been great because we're used to being with each other anyway. So there hasn't been any of that animosity between one another. But no, it's been fabulous. I mean, I
As
can't
long as you know who the boss is.
And I do know who the boss is, yes.
Well, she controls the purse strings.
Exactly. She does. She does.
Oh, that's good. I have that same situation also. So
Terrific.
in some ways, I feel like I married my accountant. So
me too.
You know, what do you think people are looking for now? I like to just understand trends for people who are going out. If people are starting to think about offices, what are the things you would start to tell them to think about?
Well, I mean, again, I don't know how long this COVID-19 is going to affect, all of us. I'm hoping that it's not too much longer. I think that the businesses, they've enjoyed having the collaborative open space. I mean, I've designed offices, Jeffrey, with CEOs and CFOs sitting right out with everybody else. I've got some clients that have no closed offices at all that are going to have to try to figure this out. And I think they enjoy that. So it's going to be a way in which we can marry that with going back to more of the cubicle, more of this closed office environment, and still keeping that collaborative type feel. It's really going to be a challenge for many of them. They've spent a lot of money on these offices, thousands of dollars. They don't want to throw it all out. And then of course they're going to have to figure out, cost per square foot. How can we get, rotate people in and out during the day? I think that's what's going to end up happening quite a bit.
Well, very interesting. And I think a lot of people are going to be looking at redesigning their offices, an expense that they weren't necessarily looking forward to do in this economy. We've been speaking with Mike Troia, owner, Office Gallery International. Mike, if somebody's interested in getting your assistance, because I think a lot of people are looking at redesigning their home office and their office because it doesn't meet current standards, how would they find you?
Yeah, you can reach me at mike@officegallery.net. I kept it nice and short and sweet. And you can also go online. We have a nice website. We have a virtual walkthrough, so you can actually come to the showroom without actually being here. And contact us, and one of our designers here would be more than happy to take the call and see what we can do to help figure it all out.
Great. I appreciate your taking the time today to be on Radio Entrepreneurs, and we wish you continued success. Before you go, I just want to remind our listeners, you can find Radio Entrepreneurs on YouTube, our favorite place, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. Boy, oh boy, what a long list. So again, thanks for being on the show today, and I wish you all the success moving forward.
Thanks, Jeffrey, for having me.
Right. Remind everybody, this is Radio Entrepreneurs. We'll be back with more stories after this short break.